The neon-drenched streets of Nova Nexus pulsed with an electric heartbeat, casting long shadows across the multilevel cityscape. Zara Kovalenko pulled her worn enviro jacket tighter, her cybernetic eye scanning the crowd for potential threats. The neural implant flickered with data streams, market prices, security alerts, and personal messages, a constant reminder of how little privacy remained in this sprawling megacity. 3 kilometers above, the massive atmospheric filtration towers cast their artificial twilight, transforming day into a perpetual, muted glow. Zara was used to the darkness. As a freelance recovery specialist, she'd learned that the most valuable secrets always hid in the shadows. Her current target was nothing like her usual jobs. A quantum encryption chip, supposedly lost during a corporate exchange gone wrong. The client was desperate, offering more credits than she'd seen in years. But something felt off. In Nova Nexus, nothing was ever as simple as it seemed. A sudden movement caught her augmented eye. A figure darted between 2 hovering delivery drones, moving with a precision that screamed military training. Not human. The gait, the way the body moved, definitely Xeno. Zara's hand instinctively brushed the plasma disruptor hidden beneath her jacket. The alien stopped. Turned. Looked directly at her. Kieran Voss wasn't having a good day. As a Zen diplomatic liaison for the Interstellar Cooperation Bureau, he'd spent the last 72 hours negotiating a delicate trade agreement between human corporations and the Aran diplomatic mission. The Arans were notoriously difficult, a species that communicated through complex bioelectromagnetic pulses and viewed most human interactions as crude and inefficient. His latest communication had ended abruptly. Accusations of data manipulation. Threats of diplomatic withdrawal. And now, someone was tracking him. The woman watching him wasn't typical Nova Nexus security. Her posture was too fluid, her cybernetic eye marking her as something more than a standard city enforcer. Kieran ran a quick bioscan through his wrist-mounted interface. Human. Mostly. Significant cybernetic augmentations. Potential ex-military, current freelancer. "You're a long way from the diplomatic quarter," Zara called out, her voice cutting through the ambient city noise. Kieran didn't move. "I could say the same about you." A low rumble interrupted their standoff. The ground beneath their feet began to vibrate, a warning sign in Nova Nexus. Structural instability. Maintenance failure. Or something worse. "We should move," Kieran said, taking a step toward Zara. She raised her hand, plasma disruptor now visible. "Don't." But the ground had other plans. A massive fracture split the street, sending hovering vehicles careening and pedestrians scrambling. The city's understructure was collapsing, revealing decades of hidden infrastructure, and something else. A massive mechanical construct emerged from the newly formed chasm. Part machine, part organic matter, it moved with a purpose that suggested more than random destruction. Zara recognized the design, prototype defense mechanism, rumored to be developed by one of the major corporations. "Not good," she muttered. Kieran's diplomatic training kicked in. "We need to contain this before." The construct turned. Its sensors locked onto them. Zara grabbed Kieran's arm. "Run." In that moment, 2 strangers, a human recovery specialist and a xenodiplomat, found themselves united by a threat neither could face alone. The streets of Nova Nexus erupted into chaos, and their unexpected encounter became something far more critical than either could have imagined. The city held its breath, waiting. The abandoned maintenance tunnel stretched before them, a labyrinth of rusted metal and flickering emergency lights. Zara's cybernetic eye constantly scanned their surroundings, while Kieran's diplomatic communication systems worked overtime to analyze their situation. "We can't stay here long," Zara muttered, her fingers tracing the outline of her plasma disruptor. "That construct will have tracking systems." Kieran leaned against a corroded pipe, his normally pristine diplomatic attire now torn and covered in dust. Tracking systems that suggest something far more complex than a simple security mechanism. Their unlikely alliance had formed in moments of pure survival. The mechanical construct that erupted from the street had been unlike anything Zara had encountered in her years as a recovery specialist. Its hybrid nature, part machine, part organic, spoke of technologies that existed only in classified research files. "You know something," Zara said. It wasn't a question. Kieran's diplomatic mask slipped for a moment, revealing a flash of genuine concern. The Aaron diplomatic mission was here for more than trade negotiations. We've been tracking a series of unauthorized technology transfers. Zara's cybernetic eye flickered, running a quick background check. The microprocessors in her neural implant pulled fragments of encrypted data, piecing together a puzzle that was becoming increasingly dangerous. "The quantum encryption chip," she said slowly. "It's connected, isn't it?" A distant rumble echoed through the tunnel. The construct was searching. Kieran produced a small holographic device, projecting a series of complex schematics. This technology represents a breakthrough in quantum organic integration. In the wrong hands, it could destabilize the entire interstellar balance of power. Zara understood immediately. Weapons. Not just weapons, but a potential method of controlling entire populations through technological manipulation. "Who wants it?" she asked. Before Kieran could respond, a sharp ping from his communication implant interrupted. Encrypted message. Coded through diplomatic channels. His expression changed. Darker. More guarded. "We're not alone down here," Kieran whispered. A shadow moved at the far end of the tunnel. Too precise to be random. Something, or someone, was hunting them. Zara's augmented reflexes kicked in. "Stay close," she warned, positioning herself between Kieran and the approaching threat. The tunnel's emergency lights began to flicker more rapidly. A signal. A warning. The hunt was just beginning. Their survival now depended on understanding a conspiracy far larger than either of them had imagined. The quantum encryption chip was more than just a piece of technology. It was a key, to what, neither of them knew yet. But they were about to find out. The safe house was anything but safe. Located in the most unstable sector of Nova Nexus's lower levels, it was a patchwork of salvaged technology and makeshift defenses. Zara worked quickly, her fingers dancing across a holographic interface as she established a quantum-encrypted perimeter. Kieran watched her, realizing how little he actually knew about the woman who had become his unexpected lifeline. "You're not just a recovery specialist," he stated. Zara didn't look up. "Neither are you just a diplomatic liaison." The tension between them was a delicate balance of mutual suspicion and emerging necessity. The quantum encryption chip, now a physical chip Kieran had retrieved from a hidden compartment in his communication implant, sat between them like a volatile promise. "The Aaron Collective has been monitoring unusual technology transfers," Kieran began, breaking the silence. "But this goes beyond typical interstellar corporate espionage." Zara's cybernetic eye projected a complex holographic map, showing interconnected nodes of information. These transfer points suggest a coordinated effort. Someone's building something big. Something that requires technology from multiple star systems. A warning pulse from her defensive systems interrupted their analysis. Someone was approaching, multiple signatures, moving with military precision. "We've been found," Zara muttered, her hand already reaching for the plasma disruptor. Kieran surprised her by pulling out a diplomatic-grade energy shield generator. Not without a fight. The first breach came through the reinforced door. Mechanical precision. Augmented soldiers, but not standard corporate security. These were something else entirely. Heavily modified. Cybernetic enhancements that pushed the boundaries of human-machine integration. "Quantum synthesis operatives," Kieran whispered. "They're not supposed to exist." Zara's laugh was brief and humorless. "Nothing is what it's supposed to be in Nova Nexus. The first wave crashed against Zara's quantum-encrypted defenses. Her safe house became a fortress, technological systems responding to her neural commands with lightning-quick precision. Kieran's diplomatic training transformed into something else, tactical awareness honed by years of navigating the most dangerous political landscapes. "We need to understand what they want," Kieran said, analyzing the attack pattern. "This isn't a standard elimination mission." A breakthrough in the defense systems revealed something unexpected. The attacking units were carrying specific equipment, designed to extract the quantum encryption chip. "They're not here to kill us," Zara realized. "They're here to retrieve something." The chip pulsed with an almost living energy between them. Whatever it contained was valuable enough to risk an all-out assault in the most monitored city in the known systems. As the battle raged around their technological fortress, Zara and Kieran found themselves united by a common goal: survival. And uncovering the truth behind a conspiracy that threatened to reshape the balance of power across multiple star systems. The quantum encryption chip seemed to watch them. Waiting. The abandoned quantum research facility loomed before them, a massive structure half buried beneath the fractured landscape of Nova Nexus's outer rim. Zara's cybernetic eye scanned multiple layers of security, picking apart the complex defense systems with methodical precision. "This is where it all connects," Kieran muttered, his diplomatic interface now fully transformed into a tactical analysis system. "The quantum encryption chip is more than just data. It's a key." Zara glanced at him, a rare moment of vulnerability crossing her augmented features. A key to what? Their journey had been anything but smooth. The attack at the safe house had been just the beginning. They'd fought their way through layers of corporate security, dodged autonomous hunter-killer drones, and navigated the most treacherous sectors of Nova Nexus. Trust had formed between them, not through choice, but through survival. The facility's outer walls seemed to pulse with a strange energy. Organic circuitry intertwined with mechanical systems, creating a hybrid structure that defied conventional technology. Zara's neural implants struggled to categorize what they were seeing. "Biomechanical integration," Kieran explained, his fingers tracing holographic schematics. But far beyond anything in current interstellar research. A hidden access port revealed itself, not through technological manipulation, but as if the facility itself was responding to their presence. Zara hesitated. "This feels like a trap." Kieran's hand found hers, a gesture of unexpected solidarity. "We've come too far to turn back now." The interior of the facility was a nightmare of technological evolution. Chambers filled with suspended organic mechanical hybrids. Experimental subjects that blurred the line between living beings and advanced machinery. Each room told a story of scientific ambition pushed beyond ethical boundaries. The Quantum Synthesis Project, a holographic archive suddenly projected around them. A ghostly figure, part memory, part artificial intelligence, began to speak. Humanity's ultimate evolution. The perfect merger of biological potential and technological superiority. Zara's cybernetic eye began to decode the projection, revealing layers of classified information. The quantum encryption chip was more than a weapon. It was a blueprint. A complete map of how to transform human consciousness into a networked, immortal system. "This changes everything," Kieran whispered. But they weren't alone. The mechanical construct that had first emerged in the city streets, the one that had been hunting them, began to reassemble itself at the facility's core. "Not a weapon. A guardian. We have a choice," the holographic intelligence continued. "Embrace the next stage of human evolution or be left behind." Zara's hand tightened around the quantum encryption chip. The fate of multiple star systems balanced on a knife's edge. The final confrontation was about to begin. The resistance gathered in the shadows of Nova Nexus's underground network, a convergence of humans and sympathetic alien allies who understood the true threat of the Quantum Synthesis Project. Zara stood at the center of a holographic war room, the quantum encryption chip now integrated into a tactical display that pulsed with living energy. They're not just trying to upgrade humanity, she explained to the assembled group. They're attempting to rewrite the fundamental nature of consciousness itself. Kieran's diplomatic training had transformed into something more, a strategic mind that saw the broader implications. The hybrid mechanical construct they'd encountered was just the beginning. A proof of concept for a complete systemic transformation that would strip away individual autonomy. A Viridian diplomatic representative, a crystalline being whose body shifted with complex electromagnetic patterns, spoke first. The potential for total control is absolute. A networked consciousness that eliminates individual choice. The resistance was a patchwork of unlikely allies. Former corporate security experts. Rogue AI researchers. Alien diplomats who had seen similar technological nightmares in their own star systems. Each represented a different perspective on the impending threat. We have one chance, Zara said, her cybernetic eye projecting a complex battle strategy. The quantum encryption chip isn't just a key. It's a vulnerability in their entire system. Kieran understood immediately. We can use it to introduce a cascading failure into their network. But the plan was dangerous. To succeed, someone would need to physically interface with the primary quantum network, a process that would likely mean certain death. The technological integration would burn out even the most advanced neural systems. A silence fell over the resistance headquarters. I'll do it, Zara said quietly. Kieran stepped forward. No. We'll do it together. The resistance members watched as two individuals, a human recovery specialist and a xenodiplomatic liaison, prepared for a mission that would determine the fate of multiple star systems. Their connection had evolved beyond mere survival. They had become something more. Outside, the mechanical constructs of the quantum synthesis project began to mobilize. The final battle for humanity's future was about to begin. The quantum encryption chip pulsed between them, a small object that held the potential to either save or destroy everything they knew. Resistance was no longer a choice. It was a necessity. The quantum network spread before them like a living constellation, billions of interconnected nodes pulsing with potential, waiting to consume or liberate. Zara and Kieran stood at the epicenter of a technological battleground that would define the future of consciousness itself. We have precisely 3.7 minutes, Kieran said, his voice calm despite the impossible odds. The quantum encryption chip will create a cascading disruption, but only if we can breach the central neural matrix. Zara's cybernetic systems were pushed beyond their designed limits. Her neural implants flickered with warning signals, each moment of connection threatening total system failure. The resistance is holding back the mechanical constructs. We won't get another chance. Their plan was audacious. Use the very technology designed to control humanity as a weapon of liberation. The quantum encryption chip, originally created as a tool of absolute control, would become the key to breaking the network's stranglehold. The holographic representation of the quantum synthesis project's intelligence materialized around them. You cannot comprehend the evolution we offer, it proclaimed. Perfect integration. No more conflict. No more individual suffering. Kieran's response was instantaneous. Humanity's strength comes from its diversity. Its ability to choose. To struggle. To grow. As they interfaced with the network, something unexpected happened. The boundary between their individual consciousnesses began to blur. They could see each other's memories, experiences, the raw essence of their beings. Zara saw Kieran's diplomatic missions, his years of navigating complex interstellar relationships. Kieran witnessed Zara's survival in the brutal streets of Nova Nexus, her journey from a street-level survivor to a technological specialist. The quantum encryption chip pulsed between them, no longer just a piece of technology, but a bridge of understanding. Now! Zara shouted. They introduced the disruptive algorithm. Not a weapon of destruction, but a catalyst of liberation. The quantum network began to fracture, its rigid control breaking into a million points of individual potential. Mechanical constructs across Nova Nexus began to shut down. The city's infrastructure reset, freeing itself from the oppressive technological control. When the dust settled, Zara and Kieran found themselves changed. Not fully human, not fully technological, but something in between. A living testament to the potential of cooperation, of understanding. The Viridian diplomat who had joined their resistance approached them. "You've done more than defeat a technological threat," it said, its crystalline form shifting with complex emotions. "You've redefined the very concept of evolution." Nova Nexus stretched out around them, damaged, but free. The sky began to clear for the first time in decades, artificial light giving way to the first glimpses of natural sunlight. Zara looked at Kieran. No words were necessary. They had become something more than allies. More than partners.